Hey everyone, welcome to Heavy Metal Guns and Outdoors. Today we're out here on the workbench. Maybe some of y'all seen the previous video on this. This is a Savage Model 64 and 22 long rifle. Got this in on a trade, took it out to the range. Got 5-6 decent shots out of it, and then it started jamming up. I'm assuming that it just needs a good cleaning and lube, but we're also going to take a close look at that feed ramp and the magazine. And first things first, I've already checked it once, but double check, mag is out and it is empty. She is empty. And I got the bolt locked open. And the gun is on safe. So we're good and safe. Let's go ahead and take this thing apart and see what we got to work with and what else she looks like. Take this one apart, it has Allen heads in here. So let's find us a bit. Perfect fit. Alright, get these Allen heads out. And I haven't stressed this in a while on some of these videos. Guys, spend the money. Get you a nice little set. Because there is a difference in these screwdrivers. I mean, like your flatheads and your Phillips and things like that. When it comes to a lot of these bolts and nuts and screws on firearms. And you can pick up one like this Winchester set that I got here. I mean, it was under 20 bucks and it was well worth it. Alright, we'll get these two out. Now our stock just comes right off of there. Set it over here to the side out of our way. Alright, now we're down into her. See what we got to work with here. First thing we need to do, get our trigger group and assembly out of there. To accomplish this, we need an Allen head, 1/4 inch. As you can see, there's an Allen head down in each one of these. Pretty cool design. Down in here and take them out. First one, we'll set them in the order that I took them out too. Better safe than sorry, that's for sure. Be careful. Little lock washers here. Yeah, just seen them little critters. Put them back on there so we know where they go and don't lose them. That one's on there. We'll get a ratchet or something to get that off with. Alright, next. Grab your Phillips head. You're going to need a long one to get down in there to it. That Phillips head right down there. And it has a lock washer on it also. Alright, take your magazine tube out first. It just basically picks straight up. Then trigger assembly, same thing. Just picks straight up. And now, we'll have to get this one here undone so we can get this out, get the barrel off, in order to get it the rest of the way taken apart. Maybe we can get it with one of these. Get it in there good. Oh yeah, done the trick. Yeah, it's finger tight now. This one out with the holder. And watch which way the holder goes in. As you can see, one side is longer than the other. The longer side goes towards the barrel. Now, just gently slide your barrel right out. You see that lug right there where that longer side was holding it in. All right, now, as you slide this forward, see you can't pull that out, right? Now as you slide this forward, she'll come right out. Now, not about right out, but anyway, with a little bit of tension on it, it comes right out without a lot of issue. And then just slide everything out of her. And there you got it. And yeah, it was pretty filthy. I'm going to really get into this and do some major clean. I mean, look at that. No wonder it wasn't wanting to cycle correctly. Yeah, I should have had some gloves for this job. Yeah, take a look down in here. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. I don't know if y'all can see down in there or not. She's pretty filthy. Alright, this is a 22, and we know it's got a ton of powder residue in it. So as usual, let's grab some hops. So hops are just good stuff, y'all. But before that, hold on, I got my cart ahead of my horse on that one. Go ahead and get all the big stuff out. Go ahead and grab your brake clean. Shoot down the barrel. Shoot all of this right here. Get the big oil and crud off. And down in this assembly. Then we'll put some hops in there and let her soak for a little bit. Alright guys, let's get us some hops down in here. Let that be soaking a little bit. Got my clean pad on it. Yeah, this stuff works fantastic. At least in my opinion it does. It's just a good product. Get the cap on there so we'll knock it over. Alright, we'll get our barrel first. And I'll just make a single pass through there. Single pass back through. I just want to get it in there and let it soak good. I'm going to take down in here, get it in there, rub it around. See, because I'm going to chase it some of this other here in just a minute. Get that off of there. And like I tell y'all, get your pair of gloves when you do this. All hands will take it, but you know, I don't advise that you do stuff like this without wearing gloves. Alright, now see how that hops get down in there? Just takes that stuff right out of there. That's why I like just rubbing it on there. Go ahead and get our firing pin out of there. And that basically just falls out, just like you seen it. This falls out of there. Just remember the way it goes back in. The skinnier end goes towards the rear. All right, and your bolt face. That's where the majority of your bad's going to be. All right, throw that away. Let that sit there and soak. Get her lid back on well. All right, we'll give that a few minutes to sit there and soak, and then we'll get down to some good cleaning. We've let that soak a little bit. I'm gonna take some of my just basic cheap lube. Spray on there liberally. Stuff actually works pretty good. I know it's not the most conventional thing you see a lot of people use, but it's low cost and it seems to do very well for me, and I've been using it for a long time and ain't had no issues out of it. Get some down in here. Alright. As far as the receiver tube assembly, I grabbed me a brass brush. This is for a 20 gauge, and it just seems to fit down in there. It's not real tight, but it's going to do just fine to get down in there and do a little scrubbing with. And that just works out really well. Everything else, let's grab our little nylon brush. And just get on in there. And do a little bit more. But I mean, all in all, that looks pretty good. All right, we'll go ahead and take our barrel. See, the hops have been soaking in it. Throw us a little bit of lube down there, and I've got my little brass brush for it. That brush is tight in that one now. And for me, I don't run it in there a million times and get all crazy with it. And that right there will actually do it. Alright, let me move all these out of the way. Alright, best keep your work area just clean as possible, that's for sure. Because you're going to make enough mess with all the extra paper towels, right? Alright, now let's grab some brake clean and hose all this off of here. We got all our parts cleaned off with the brake clean, and just wiped them all down with the rag, took the air hose, blowed the excess out a little bit, so they'll be good to go. Here's the next issue I want to address. If you remember on the video, I was looking at the actual bullet part of the cartridge, and you can see a little scrape mark on it. Like I say, on this, there's our feed ramp, per se. And, I mean, it don't feel too terrible. It can stand a little bit of polish and a shade of work. But here's the deal. The magazine, quote, feed ramp, that is sharp. That's not so great. And when we actually put it together, there's where she snaps into. There's how the whole assembly looks. Well, as you can see, this feed ramp here is really not doing much of anything. Like I say, I do want to get in there and smooth that up a little bit on the top, but there's really no rough edges. I think the issue here is this magazine piece right here. We need to dress that up and just better that whole situation of that magazine. And show you how I propose to do that. Let me move these over here out of the way. Alright, what I'm going to do is get this magazine follower out of our way. We don't want to hit it, nick it, or tear it up. So I'm just pushing it down. Drop a screwdriver down that slot. And you see it holds it far enough away for us where we won't have no issues. What I did, I grabbed one of these little pink stones here. They're not terribly aggressive. And I'm going to use it to just go in here and just a little bit, cut this down just a shade. That's enough with the stone. Okay, we're going to swap it out. Grab our little sanding roll. Even though stone is not aggressive, it's still a really rough cut. Now we'll take our sanding roll and go in here and dress up a little bit. Yeah, and I'm going over the edge a little bit, trying to get a little roundness to that. I'm actually running this the full length of this flat on there. I do want to get rid of them sharp edges. Alright, let's see what we think about that. That is a little better. Let's dress her up just a shade more. All I'm doing is coming up off of them edges just a little bit and letting it roll over. Nothing real dramatic, just a little bit. And while I've got this going, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Get a little bit of tapering off on there. There again, not taking off too much. Alright, that should be all we need the sanding roll for. I got stuck in there, didn't it? Alright, let's grab our little buffing wheel. Get this rag here. And as you see, I really didn't take a lot of material off. It's barely a little bit on that one. But on this, I took a decent little amount off. And in my opinion, it needed it. Alright, let's get in here. Get us a little mother's polish. And get this feed ramp finished dressing up. Definitely want to polish this little piece that we got in too. Put the rest of this on the pad. All right. And I am actually going down inside there too. I'm going to bring that all the way up on there. Pressure up about 3. grab me some brake clean and knock it out. Same with the mag. And when I'm brake cleaning this, I'm not going down in there like that. I'm actually holding that mag upside down and doing like this. I just do it away from the camera because I don't want that stuff on my camera. But I just want to explain what I'm doing. Oh yeah, that's tons nicer. Yeah, that is a lot better, guys. Nice and smooth. Like I say, all we had to do was get the top of that one. And as you see, we actually did some pretty good cutting down in there. Grab a light where y'all can see that a little bit better. Alright. Yeah, that don't look bad at all. Let's grab us a 22 and put it in there and test fit this assembly together and see how well that bullet slides out of there. That will tell us what's up. Alright, put our assembly together. I'll load one up. Now, when that comes across and catches that bullet, if I can push it right and try to keep it on camera at the same time. Doesn't seem to be scratching the bullet like it was. We'll know more after we get it together. I just wanted to check that out. But I think that will help that situation out a whole lot. Alright, now we've got everything cleaned up and we've done a little bit of polishing on our ramp and our magazine ramp. I believe that may take care of the issues that this rifle had. Besides that, I mean, it doesn't look like it's been abused to death or anything along them lines. It looks like it's been taken care of, so let's go ahead and grab some oil. We're about to run out. Get some down in the, basically get it down in that extractor spot there. There we go. Alright, and our firing pin, as you remember, the skinniest side goes towards the rear. And it just basically, just as you see, it just falls down in there. That is that. Alright, get a little oil down in our mag here. Alright guys, get some of this off of our hands. And I think we've done a pretty good job. Let's go ahead and reassemble it and see how she turns out. First is our bolt. There went our firing pin. You got to watch that thing. After you get it good and clean, it'll just fall right out on you. Put a finger on that. Yeah, I get plenty of oil on the bolt assembly. Alright, first thing we're going to do, put our bolt assembly in, firing pin up top, and just easy as you please, it just slides down in there. Oh, went a little too far. While you slide it down in there, put your little pin in there, and it will come back and catch in that slot for you. Alright, next is your barrel. And I should have done this sooner. Anyway, see this empty slot opposite of the ejector? That is where that goes. Let's get that lined up in there. Little wiggle jiggle. Alright, now you'll notice right here, you have to get that lined up when you get this other piece down in there. Alright? Hope y'all can see that okay. So what I'm going to do is first of all, just set it in there. Get the bolt out of the way, maybe y'all can see it a little better. Push it back. It's sort of hard to do and hold in front of the camera at the same time. Okay, see how I pushed it back and got that all lined up? Then that will go down in there nice and flush. Go ahead and get your screw started. All right. Now you remember this one was like super tight. So grab your good size Allen wrench and get that thing back tight just like it was. There we go. It's pretty snug. I mean, don't over tighten it, you'll strip the threads out, but you know, just a good snugness to it. Now, next was our trigger assembly. As you know, it just more or less just sets down in there. We have this large one that goes to the back with the washer. Get it started with your fingers so you make sure you're not cross-threading anything. All right. Now our magazine tube assembly and our ramp. It just goes down inside, just like that. Let me show you that. That's an easier way. Bring this in here first, then go down, and then up and lock it in. All right, remember our screw went on the front. Good hand start on that. Then our big lug went right behind that. Tighten it down nice and even. All right. I like tightening them down first and then the Phillips head screw. That is down in there. Alright. Well, so far so good. We won't have a bunch of leftover parts, so apparently we've done something right. Alright, let's go ahead and finish putting her together. Grab our stock. There we go. Got our floor plate and our bolts. Say guys, I always start them by hand. Don't want to cross thread. And when you get them down there, try to tighten them up good and even. Alright, that's tight enough. Like I say, we want it good and snug, but we don't want to strip out anything or mess up anything, that's for sure. Alright, put our stuff up. Didn't have that much out on this one, did we? Alright guys, and there we go. Seem to have her back together. Sounds like it functions fine. Let's grab us some ammo and just head out back of the shop here and do a little test shoot on her. Alright guys, got 8 rounds of the Guilla 40 grain, the same ammo that we were shooting when the gun decided to not shoot right. Mag went in real well, loaded up real well. Let's see what she'll do. Seems to chamber well. Shot that first one well and cycled. Seems to be running pretty good. Let's burp her and see what we think. And she's empty. She brought every round out of her. Ah, she is clear. And there we have it, guys. I think that fixed that little old rifle up. Seemed like it cycled them all well. Spit them all out. Didn't have no issues. And even with the rapid fire, it is empty. It done fine and it felt good. Well, there we go. A little clean and lube. And like I say, I think working on that feed ramp part of that mag and the other small feed ramp really helped it out also. And once again, because a nice little rifle that functions properly and that didn't take that much time and effort to make it do so. Well guys, hope you enjoyed us working on the little Savage. I know I did. It was fun to work on and very easy to take apart and deal with. I like that. If y'all would, please leave me some comments, any questions, any suggestions that you may have. And if you're able, hit us up on our Patreon page. And as always, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank y'all and have a fantastic day.